Hi Queens, my name is Tanya Russell. I am the owner and founder of Tanya Russell PMU Academy in Roswell, Georgia, where I help empower women to have financial independence. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my story. I've been doing PMU for approximately 6 years now. In this video, I want to help you to get started. So I'm going to be covering 1, how much money do you need to start a PMU business? 2, what requirements, licenses do you need? 3, if you should rent a salon suite or how long should you take? And 4, should you get a loan if you don't have money? So if you're interested in any of these subjects, I recommend that you stay until the end because this video is going to be very informative, not like your regular YouTube video, but it's going to be super informative. So to tell you a little bit more about my background, I have been in PMU, which is going to be the short form of saying permanent makeup. That's what it's, micropigmentation for brows and lips, for about 6 years. Okay, so when I started, I live in Georgia. I live in, my academy is in Roswell. I live in Georgia, for the ones that don't know where Roswell is. And I started with $0. I had no money. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, if you don't have money, what steps should you take? Okay, so I went and I took a loan at that moment. This was 6 years ago. Loans weren't as high. I think right now the interest is more. So that's the only thing I don't love about loans, okay? If you have the option where you have a credit card, or you can apply for a credit card that has 1 year, 0% APR, I would do that over a loan any day, anytime. I wasn't savvy on my finances at that moment and had no credit, no money. My credit was okay. It was in the 700, so I did have credit. If not, they would have not given me a loan, so I take that back. So if you're gonna start, I recommend that you ask your academy what they offer. If they offer financing, for example, in my academy, I offer financing through Cherry. So I've seen the plans that they give my students, because I have a lot of students that obviously they don't have the money to just come and pay off the training. So I offer them financing through Cherry, and that divides their payment in months. Okay, some people get, for example, 6 months, others people get 12, 24, 36. So those are like the different months that you can get. And then depending on your credit, every person is different, so you have to understand that every person is completely different, because we all have different credits. Maybe some people have loans already, or bad credit, or good credit. So just for you guys to have an idea, I'm just saying in general, this is very going to be for your specific needs. I would recommend you to apply, and you're going to apply, and they're going to divide the payments in months. So for example, if you want to finance the training, let's say it's $1,000, then they give you $80 per month, and you can divide that in 12 months if that's what you choose. But obviously every person is different as well. I would do that over taking a loan. I feel like the interests are less. Some of my students have also gotten the opportunity to do 1 year interest free. Okay, that's a big thing, because literally you're borrowing money for free. I would recommend this if you can pay back within a year. If not, then you're still gonna get pretty much what the bank is offering, which is like 25 APR to like 29 APR. So I would recommend to look at that. Second option is, if you have a credit card that you can also get if you have good credit, I would recommend looking into a credit card where sometimes they also have 0% APR for the first year. I had a plastic surgery done about 4 years ago, and they had care credit with the first year 0% APR. The catch on that is that they know a lot of people, they're not going to be able to pay within that first year. So after that, they bump up the interest like 30%. So if you cannot pay with that within that year, then look at your options. But if you can, I would recommend as well looking into this. I offer Cherry, but I also offer Afterpay, which is, it divides. Afterpay right now, I'm not loving it. It's not giving my students a lot of different options. It's just dividing the payments in 4 now, 500 into 4, and the max that you can apply for is $2,000. So I'm not loving Afterpay. I did have trouble at first being able to even be qualified to offer Cherry, because it's like they will accept you or deny you. They'll accept you into their partnership, but you have to have certain requirements. They want to make sure that your students are going to be able to pay back. If they think that you as the owner are going to be attracting students that are not going to be able to pay back the loan, then they're not going to want to partner with you. So they do want to make sure that they are getting that money back. Okay, the second thing that I wanted to cover is how much money do you need to start a PMU business. Okay, right now my business format is academy. I train, but at first I started only doing clients. I have been doing clients for 6 years before I decided that I wanted to start training. Okay, so just a heads up, I want to make sure that what I train is excellence and that I've worked with every single skin type in this world, so that way I can teach my students the best. But if you're going to start doing clients, I say that you need anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 just to start. Okay, and what does this entitle? So this entitles your training. Okay, your training is going to be the most expensive part of starting a business. Trainings right now are ranging anywhere from 2,000 to like 3,500, and I'm talking about serious trainings that you're actually going to learn, because you're probably like, hey, I saw a training for one day for $1,000. A day is not enough for you to learn permanent makeup, my love. I think that at least you need 3 days. Okay, there's a lot. You're going to be working on client skin. It's not something that you should be taking lightly. Even if they're saying a training for $100, I really doubt that you're going to learn anything. Like the trainings that are quality that I've seen, that I've taken and that I give in my academy, are going to be, the minimum are going to be like $3,000. Okay, in my academy I teach 3 techniques, which is microblading, powder brows, and combo brows. You get all this for only $3,000. The investment is only $3,000. But if you go into other academies, you're gonna be paying $3,000 per technique. Okay, and it is important that you learn all these techniques, because if not, you're not gonna be able to work on every skin type. Right now, microblading, a lot of people are saying that it's not like that, they don't want to learn it. I still recommend that you learn microblading, because a lot of clients only know microblading and that's the only thing they want to get. I've had clients that come in and they're like, I don't want powder brows, I don't want nano, I want microblading. Obviously you have to explain to them, and at the end of the day, if that's a decision that they want, they're the ones paying, I will give it. But I will make them sign that they understand that I explained to them and everything. Okay, so I'm saying that you're going to need about $3,000 to $5,000 in between, because we're taking in consideration the training that you're taking. The equipment that you're going to need after you take the PMU training is not very expensive. You can buy used. A spa bed, a new one on Amazon, is $100. And I'll leave you some pictures so you know what I'm talking about. And then another thing that you're going to need is a machine. Most of the equipment that you're going to need should be already be included in the price of your training. Okay, so you should only be going out buying like a chair, a spa bed, and a good ring light, and then your phone should already be enough, the camera, for you to be able to take good pictures, because pictures right now are everything. I'm not going to go and get lip fillers with someone that has no pictures unless they're my friend and I know them. So that's the second part. 3, we're going to talk about your state requirements and licensing. I'm here in Georgia, and I feel like in Georgia the state requirements for PMU, it's considered a tattoo license. So the license that you need is going to be a tattoo license. It's not as hard to get as in other states, but I've been looking into all the other states, and the hardest one is in Tennessee. So if you're in Tennessee, you're probably going to be one of the hardest states. The other ones are relatively easy. You just have to do a couple of exams, and they will give it. I'm saying easy because I'm in esthetician school. I know what it is to get a license for cosmetology school. You have to spend thousands and thousands and then hours, and then take this really complicated like state board exam. And tattoo licensing, I feel like it's the easiest license to get, and also it's the, for me, and the beauty, it's like where you're making the most, obviously without needing to be a doctor or a nurse, because if we're talking about lip fillers, you're making a lot more in less time even, but you have to be at least like a RN, or you have to be a nurse practitioner, a doctor. So this is in the beauty industry, the field that you're going to be making the most, and that the requirements are going to be the less. So I totally recommend you that if you're interested in working in PMU, that if that's something that you're passionate about, that you go for it. And like I said, make sure that you find a good training where you're going to leave satisfied, where they are actually going to have you work on models. Do not take a training if you cannot work on a model. Make sure that you can work on a model, because if not, you're wasting your money. I hope that this video helped you guys and answered any questions. Leave in the comments what other type of videos you would like me to do. You're getting free information. I've had to pay for all this information and you're getting it for free, so make sure that you leave all your comments in the description